What an opportunity. What an opportunity you have. Now, this is specifically addressed to anyone who's over 50. Yet it also is unbelievably relevant for anyone who is not. Because the principle laid out here is perhaps one of the most liberating and inspiring that I think anyone could come across. The opportunity I reference is the chance to live a glorious, a magnificent, a greater third life. Now, what am I talking about here? Well, if your early life, say up until, 20, 22, is all about learning, and then you have a period where maybe you might call it earning from kind of 20 to 50. And then, given the current longevity trends, you've got probably another 40 or 50 years of great active life, like 30 at a minimum, right? So if you're hearing this, think of what you've achieved in the last 30 years. Think of the growth, think of the experiences, the opportunities, the people. And now recognize that you have the opportunity to have another 30 years. That isn't just as incredible. That is more incredible because you get to show up for this 30 years and more with all of your knowledge, your know-how, your networks, all of the refinement of your clarity of purpose, your passions, your talents, your skills. What an opportunity. And so I want to weave together something else that I've been checking out recently to invite you to go even bigger. I've been listening to technically, a book by Dan Sullivan called 10x is easier than 2x. And it is the overall principle that radically expansive thinking is actually easier to achieve in reality, in real terms, than mere incremental improvement. That we can seek out a quality of transformation in life that may well be easier to bring to bear than mere transactions. So I perhaps take the coincidence, synchronicity, whichever you want to use, that I've been checking out this book at the same time as having an unbelievably enthused conversation with Paul Long about this kind of this next life that awaits past 50. And so let's weave those things together. Here is my invitation. That even if you are already enthused and excited about your third life, or even if this is the first time you've heard the phrase and you're giving it some thought, no matter your age at all, what might it be like to 10 times your vision for what you could experience and achieve and enjoy during your third life? What might that 10 times vision look like? Because worst case, you shoot for the moon and land among the stars. Hey? What does it look like? What does it feel like? If you genuinely gave yourself permission to let go of the things you think you need and truly give yourself permission to imagine, to envisage, to seek out the things you want. Just for the sake of having them. Knowing that it is your vision and dream of your greatest, most beautiful life, and therefore there is no justification needed. We live in an abundant world, and anyone who tells you otherwise is doing you a disservice. If you have more, it does not mean less for someone else. So what is the more that you would want? What is the most magnificent vision of a life past 50 that you can imagine? Can you give yourself the gift of that dreaming today, this week? Can you give yourself the gift of allowing yourself to want what you want, and yet to expand that vision of what you want beyond somewhere maybe even you are comfortable right now? Can you give yourself the gift of becoming comfortable with a vision for your third life that truly lights your soul. What an opportunity. Let's make the most of it.